So one of the purposes of lighting the human face is to emphasise or suppress certain facial features. You become a little bit of a plastic surgeon being a DOP, particularly obviously with women and in beauty in particular. Now we move on to the eye light. The eye light provides a limited area of fill or highlight when the key or fill light leave one or both eyes in darkness. So the eye light is really a remedial light. It's a light that you use to remedy a problem. The eye light is used when you can't see enough life in the eyes and you need to introduce a sparkle in the eye. For dramatic purposes, you might not want an eye light. You know, for certain dramas, you don't want to see the eyes. Like, for example, The Godfather, classically top soft-lit characters, very rarely could you see their eyes. So you're always wondering what they were thinking. So that could be used for dramatic effect. And also the shape of the light in the eye is important as well. Usually a round circle in the eyes are very pleasing and very sort of seductive shape to have in the eye. Usually in beauty oftentimes you want it to look kind of quite natural and like a round source reflected. If you're doing a period piece, you want the light reflection in the eye to be a more traditional round shape than something like a strip. Putting a pin of light in the centre of the eye can also give the character a determination. It can make characters look very driven and very determined by positioning the eye light so that the pin of the eye, the highlight, is directly in the centre of the eye. So the other thing is you can play around with it and have one side of the face in darkness and no eye lights. So you can have an eye light on one side of the face and not on the other to create some kind of mystery. So this is just a light bounce into a big lasso light from below. And it can be a bit ghoulish, but it can also be quite flattering as well. Let's see the silver one, Jack. Is that silver?
No.
Yeah, so this is a lot harder. So yeah, that bites a lot more. It's got a lot harder bite, and you can see the silver reflecting in the face as well. And then you see once the gold comes in, it becomes harder. There you go. Find that hot spot again. That's it. And then drop it even. Actually, that's quite good. And let's lose the uplight completely, save that. So that's just top light with it bounced back, and then lose the white completely. So that's top light on its own. Just come in really slowly. So you can see that candy's just being lit with a top light at the moment. Very soft top light. Oh, hold it there. And then just see the light coming into the eyes, and just take it away again a little bit. Hold it there, and that's the light away from the eyes, and back in again. Light coming in, oh, hold it there. So this is now, we've changed now from a bounce to a more controllable light. Let's save the top light. Save the panorama. So now this is just a little controllable light with a egg trace on it. So that's our up lights. And then let's go back to the full level. That's quite nice full. And then let's put the top light on, the panorama on, and then save the bottom lights, the up lights. And then bring the uplight in just very slowly on the dimmer and see what happens. So we're bringing it in, as you can see, it's a glow. Could be a TV set, could be whatever we like to justify it as. And then back down a bit more and go completely off, so it's just the top light. And let's save the top light and do that on its own so we can just see what that was doing. So, and back on again. So what this is, in effect, what we're doing is we're dimming our little uplight. And back on again. She's now in a room with a top light above her, like a traditional kind of ceiling lamp, and then the TV's on. So let's see the action on the TV there, Jack, as you're doing it. So that's, and then let's save the top light again and show what that's doing. So that's Jack doing a little TV light in the room. Okay, and leave that set now as a set level, and then turn the top light back on again. And then just fade it all the way to black so you can see what it's doing as a fill light now. So just fade it all the way off. That's it. And then bring it up and you can see how Rachel's eyes are getting affected by the light, and her neck, her nose and her brow bone are all being affected by that light. And let's make that slightly warmer now, just so we can use it as a more traditional fill light, and then drop it down in intensity. So go about 50% with it. Keep going lower, lower, lower. About there, and then turn it off altogether. So that's from 0 and back up to 50% to the fill light level. And let's save the top light and do that again. So that's what we're doing from 0 back up to 50%. And let's put a level in now. There you go. Can you see that in there? Do you see the eye light come on and off again? And back on again? That's the eye light there. Save the top light, Panora, off, and then put the eye light off and on again, just so you can see what the levels of light we're working with. Very, very low levels of light, almost having no effect on the overall shape of the face, but we're just putting a bit of life into the eye. So back on with the top light again. Okay, and now let's try direct Dedo for an eye light. Okay, and then dim it down even more. So that's our eye light. Let's save the top light. So this is now a hard Dedo as an eye light. And what we can do is put the barn doors on this. Let's quickly get the barn doors on. We're going to put a little strip of light across here with just the barn doors, yeah? And that's like a more traditional Hollywood way of doing an eye light. So this is just our eye light. As you can see, we're maintaining all of the shape of the face now. We're just having a strip of light across the eye. And then go full up on the dimmer on that light, Jack. That's it. So you can see what's happening there. It's producing a strip of light across the face. Now once we bring it to that level, you can really see. And let's save the top light again. Okay, and bring that right down on the dimmer. Bring that down, hold it to about there, and then top light back on again. And then let's see the light off and on, Jack. So that's eye light off, eye light on, eye light off, eye light on. And now you can see the chin hasn't got any light, it's not picking up any light at all, it's just a strip of light across the eyes. And now we're going to do the same thing, just save that top light again. So that's where we're at with the light, off and on, Jack, and on. And now we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to do it with a lens and make it even more controllable. So let's put the top light back on again. So that's without the filters in. This is with the filters in. And let's have the top light back on again and just do the same thing with the top light on. How's that looking in close-up? It really is quite a dramatic demonstration there. The nose. Lighting would be easier if it wasn't for the nose, even small ones. The nose is basically a source of problems when it comes to lighting. The kicker light can cause a glare on the side of the nose, the tip of the nose. Front lights can cause a highlight on the nose. Depending on the angle, you can cast ugly shadows along the side of the face due to the nose. The nose is something that needs to be dealt with. So for example, if your key light is creating quite a dark, unattractive nose shadow on the cheek or lips, you need to position the key slightly closer to the lens axis, and then you can minimize that effect. But then it makes the lighting less dramatic. So you're always negotiating with the nose, basically. So when you're combining the nose with glasses, then you really are having fun, because the best place to light the nose from is often the worst place, the glasses, reflecting the light back. So that's when you really start earning your money. So one of the purposes of lighting the human face is to emphasize or suppress certain facial features. You become a little bit of a plastic surgeon being a DOP, particularly obviously with women, and in beauty in particular. It's very important that you are aware of the features of the human face that you're lighting, and you understand how you can emphasize certain features and you can suppress other features. It's a very important aspect of portrait lighting.